Hello, spellcasters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you for tuning in to the 72nd episode of our second level spell series. Today we have one of my all-time favorite spells in store for you, both mechanically and because I have a pretty cool story to go along with it. Today we're going to be taking a look at Spiritual Weapon. This spell is found exclusively on the Clerics spell list, and it is found in the good old Player's Handbook as well. To be quite frank, if you're a Cleric, I would highly recommend always picking this spell. It is such a good choice, and being a Cleric and having access to the full spell list anyways, there's no real downside to having this in there. Now without further ado, let's take a quick look at the mechanics, and let's see if you can tell me what's so good about it. So your damage is 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier, and you get an additional d8 per 2 slot levels above second. So 4th, 6th, etc, etc. The effect at a glance is as followed. Create a floating weapon and make a melee spell attack. You can move it 20 feet and make another melee spell attack as a bonus action. Your cast time is also a bonus action, the range is 60 feet, the duration is 1 minute, and the components are somatic and verbal. The school is Evocation, and the damage type is Force. Now, if you were to look at this, what would you say would be the best part? I mean, force damage, pretty great. The damage potential is also pretty nice. It's a great use of a bonus action. The best thing about this is that it does not require concentration. That's right. You essentially gain an extra attack every turn that deals force damage, and a pretty decent amount of it. And it's all for nothing. You can just move it around as you wish. You can get hit, you can actually technically die. You can't obviously move or do anything else with it, but you can potentially die, at least be incapacitated, and then it'll kind of still just stay there floating around. But that's incredible. It really is. Like Flaming Sphere, for example, concentration. Dust Devil, concentration. This guy, no concentration. It's pretty great, actually. I really do love it. It's such a good one. Such a good one. Now let's take a look at the full description, and I'll tell you a quick story about it as well. You create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration or until you cast the spell again. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. On a hit, the creature takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon up to 20 feet and repeat the attack against a creature within 5 feet of it. The weapon can take whatever form you choose. Clerics of deities who are associated with a particular weapon, such as Saint Cuthbert is known for his mace, and Thor is known for his hammer, make this spell's effect resemble that weapon. When you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 per each 2 slot levels above second. Very good stuff. So something very, very cool is that you can kind of pick whatever form, right? So when I was playing my Forge Cleric named Forge, I made mine a cross, like a holy cross, but instead of the 2 horizontal slats, I had 2 ripped arms, just like muscular arms attached to a wooden plank, basically. And it would go around and it would just punch people. That was its attack. It's very cool thematically, but I'd always play around with it. Like I'd have it chase me, and we'd play a game of tag, for example. So it'd be running around a fire, it'd be trying to tag me, but its movement was only 20 feet, mine was 30 feet, so I'd always be outpacing it. Forge was something of a narcissist. And anyways, one of the gentlemen I was playing with went to high five the cross, because the cross made a high five gesture as he was walking past, and he ended up taking 3d8 force damage as a direct result of that high five, so it's pretty interesting. In any case, let's take a look at some alternative uses here and see if we can get that creative juices flowing. So one of my personal favorite uses for this is to use it to just completely destroy an enemy encounter. This is best done in the early sections of the game at kind of lower CR enemies, but what you do is you basically summon this inside of one of their encampments. The reason this works so well is at no point in the spell does it mention that you have to be able to see what's going on. So it's logical to assume that the only requirements are for an enemy to be within 5 feet of it. So you just go around swinging and hit a bunch of enemies, and they don't know what's going on. All they know is a cross with muscular arms appeared in the middle of their tent and just wrecking them. So that's a really great way to use this. Ultimately, its best use is probably balancing encounters. Getting that extra force damage in with no real negative repercussions is super nice. It's basically a consistent, reliable source of damage, which is really, really nice. Another great use for it is proving your validity to the church. If they ever question you, just be like, listen, I'm so emboldened with divine faith and fury that I can summon manifestations of my God's will. And then summon this as proof. Naturally, this only works in societies that are only loosely based around magic. Anything too intense would be, it'd be a harder sell, but still possible, I suppose. In any case, if you have any alternative uses, ideas, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, please put it down beneath in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. Also, if you like that cool hand-drawn gnome and you'd like your own hand-drawn D&D character, please check out the guild hall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, happy casting, everyone.